what would be the first activity you're all signing up for at Pacific View? We'll start with you, Stephanie.
Nude drawing classes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I feel like that would go
Specifically
over
nude, yeah.
really well there, actually.
I think so. Body yaddy all around.
Yeah. I went straight to paddleboarding, but I also would want people to sign waivers because I am not paying for the medical bills.
I'm going to do chair yoga because I need to know what chair yoga is.
Oh my God.
Oh, with some goats too, maybe?
Yeah, go
Toss some goats in
chair
there.
yoga.
Watching the show kind of made me immediately want to just pick up the phone and call my grandmother. And I'm really curious how working on this show affected you or just changed your perspective about the golden years.
Yeah, I mean, I think that aging can be such a scary thing. And because it can be so scary, we often ignore it or just sort of like push it into a dark corner and send our grandparents cards or our aging parents and, talk to them sort of on holidays and this show brings aging into such a warm light, held so beautifully with such optimism and grace and joy. And so I feel like getting to see aging in that light makes it exciting. What's the next chapter? Who am I going to be when I get there? And getting old is the best case scenario, right? Like we hope we make it there so we can have those experiences.
I think my perspective on the third act of my life really shifted a lot while I was shooting this. I mean, I was lucky enough to be surrounded by not only by Ted Danson, who he himself is like a truly a masterful artist at what he does, but also these other incredible actors like Sally Struthers and John Getz and like the list goes on and on. I mean, there's a ton of literally every single one of these people that are in the retirement community, you go, oh, I know you from this,
Legend.
this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And like watching them, not only watching them work, but also being lucky enough to sit around like this, like while they're setting up the lights and listen to them tell stories about the first show they did on Broadway, what they did off Broadway, when they started out, like stories about other actors, which I can't share here because I'll get in trouble. But like, they're just like, their lives are so rich and full, and then watching them actually work and seeing how these different actors, have access to their emotions, what they need, when they need it, how they play in comedy, how they like to work. It was just like, every day felt like, oh my God, I don't think I've been thinking about this part of my career and craft in this way of like, this can be like, this might be the most fulfilling part of my career and craft.
Yeah. It just seems like such a rare treat to have a majority of the cast be over 70. Like,
It's so
And it shouldn't be.
I
It shouldn't be
know.
rare,
It's so
right? Like
cool.
I want to watch these actors do their thing because they're the best at it. They've been doing it the longest. They know what they're doing.
There's also like a freedom that comes with when you are at that point in your life and you know who you are. You're not trying to impress anyone. Like you've been in the business long enough. There's a freedom and a whimsy and like a self-assuredness that's so infectious and really fun to watch and to be around too.
if we get a season 2, where would you like to see their next investigation take place?
Well, we're really manifesting abroad.
We're trying to go international.
Like,
with this.
let's, like, I'll go to Greece. Like, I'll go to, like Tahiti.
Tahiti sounds good. Lots of mysteries there.
I'll go to Hawaii if we need to keep
Madagascar.
it, like, if we need to keep it within the U.S.
Listen, anywhere, literally anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
We'll go in and we'll do it anywhere.
We'll take our paddle boarding and our chair yogas and our goats and our new drawing classes.
We'll bring the party.
We're ready to go.
Yeah.
So like I mentioned, our app is a recommendation app for all types of entertainment. So I have a couple rec questions for you guys. What was the last show that each of you binged?
I'm currently binging The Office right now as a rewatch. Last new show that I binged was Disclaimer.
I am always watching Bob's Burgers, just like from start to finish. It ends, I start again. Happy Place, just love that show. And I just watched Bad Monkey. which I really enjoyed. I thought it was funny and offbeat, and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Emily in Paris. And I was devastated when they split the season in 2 parts and I had to wait for the second part. I was horrified at that. I was really mad. And then I watched it all from the beginning through everything, so I could just like see what I like the fashion.
I'm like, I love you just had your like
I love the
daughter's
fashion.
dolls, and you were like on your tiny Eiffel Tower by yourself.
I just love that show. I think it's such a delight, and I think
It's so fun.
It's so fun. It's such a fun watch.
Charles in the show is described as a podcast, or as if a podcast was in a suit, which I loved. Any podcasts in the rotation?
Oh my God, so many. My own. My podcast is called More Better. It's with me and Melissa Fumero.
I have to give that also a props. That's a great podcast
Thank you.
to listen to.
It's
I
very
love
fun.
it.
It's cute and fast. I also love My Favorite Murder. I love True Crime and Cocktails. I love Ghosted with Roz Hernandez. Those are my top favorites right now.
Yeah, I am always, I listen to the news, I see that coming up everywhere, and then I'm like, I just want something nice. And I have been loving the Handsome Pod with Fortune Feimster and Tig Notaro and Mae Martin. It's just such a light delight.
It's a good one.
I kind of strictly listen to podcast episodes about neuroscience because
This checks out.
You might be a brain scientist.
This checks
I'm
out.
not. I'm
She's not a brain
I mean, I've
scientist.
listened to enough where I'm like, I'm a scientist.
Give me your skull.
Let's go. So I'll listen to anything that Joe Dispenza does, like that kind of stuff. I'm a big old nerd. I like to know how the brain works.